villainous this week. We are making do with what we have. Actually, at a wonderful place down the street from our houses here at Sedona. So super happy about that.
Thank you very much.
Ended up, the great people at Villainous went on vacation for the month of August.
Good for them.
So we certainly hope they're having the time of their life.
Absolutely.
And wish them the best.
And hope they make it there and back safely.
So we kind of wanted to spend a little time this week. We've had two wonderful events happen. We won't go into detail on the first one, but as far as
major milestone,
SpaceGirlRockets being in Lexington, Kentucky, we are well on our way, and so we're super excited about that. I actually will put up this wonderful picture that Larry sent me. Huge encouragement. It actually made my day, and so just good support for both. From him to me. So, and I needed it. It was awesome. So the second thing is Larry purchased this fine device here, and so I'll kind of try not to blind everybody. It's got a heavy base, and it's just got a USB connection. It doesn't have any other power going to it. Larry actually has his Surface computer over there recording video at the same time, and he's capturing whatever I'm doing here. And so that's pretty cool. So this is a document scanner and a presentation camera. So what's really nice in our situation is we can have this. I can go through the artwork. I can talk to things, and I don't have to put a lid down. And I can use, I'll use your pen as a pointer. I can point to things, and it's recording the video right there. So it's actually very nice.
And you can see both of them.
Yep.
Two studio monitors. See, look at that.
Yeah, the studio's growing. The studio's growing. It's still mobile, but it's going on. So, what did you order today?
I got the steak tacos.
Steak tacos. I got the. I think mine's the French Quarter. It's a pasta with some peppers and mushrooms and shrimp.
I'm very excited. It's got grilled asparagus with it. So. I mean, you can taste that. I like asparagus. I like Brussels sprouts. They had Brussels sprouts. I like that.
Yeah, I like roasted Brussels sprouts. So, that's the first thing, major milestone. We'll get into more detail later in another session. Probably going to do a few more personal sessions down the road once we get launched, and just so you know more about who we are. The other thing, this device is magical, and I'll show you why it's magical. Can I have one of your notebooks? I don't care which one. Thank you. All right, so Larry draws these notebooks all the time, and again, I'm recording this, so you'll be seeing it on the screen. Or Larry's recording it, but yes. So
we've got it.
Larry does this great thing. He draws this amazing art. So I'll just leave it like this for a second. He draws all this amazing art, and it's a fantastic thing. It really is. The issue is that he draws in the crevice of the book.
The crack.
And when you scan something and you set the book on a flatbed scanner, it actually cuts off some of it. Even if you buy like a $6,000, 2 pieces of glass book scanner, it still loses that the last 3 or 4 millimeters. And so this scanner comes with a software package that compensates and it gets rid of the shadows. Also, the fact that it's shining down really helps. And so right now, Larry was able to spend this week, and I guess it was both last week and this week, but he was able to get several of his sketchbooks completely scanned in. And what's nice is, as you can see in the video, it's the complete page. It's both sides. And so, major move forward. The reason that matters is we're going to recreate these and have them available for purchase. And personally, I feel like if we did not capture the page-to-page transitions and capture as one image, it would be missing the the special thing about these books is they just go on and go on. I'm going to just keep flipping here for a second just to show that the amount of produced art So if,
I just want to interject for just a second. A lot of this, what you're going through, a lot of people ask me, how did you get from, where did you start? How did you get from there to here? And it's not really a defined, I'm going to do this. It kind of appears as I think about other things. And so a lot of times faces and stuff like that will be a certain thought process I'm working through. Joy and pain, happiness and sadness. There's a lot of ups and downs in life. And sometimes, you're just thinking, working through problems, working through things that aren't problems. And it just kind of comes out.
Yeah, I totally agree. As an outsider, as an artist looking at what Larry does, it's the creation piece for me. He just starts in one corner and goes in some direction and fills in. And if you look at this up close, like when we start selling these, I really believe people will be enthralled by them. It's consistent. The entire page is consistent. It's not like over here the lines are really clean, and then over here it's a mess or not well defined. It's almost the exact quality all the way across, almost like it was generated. So, a few of the things that are really cool that you can see now that we're kind of zooming in on it is, and I'll use your pen here, is I don't know what pattern he came up with here, but the pattern is repeated, but at the same time it's repeated across this arc, and then it is closed to where another pattern emerges on top. And so it looks precise and beautiful. At the same time, as you look carefully at it, you will see distinct features, and then it flows into something else. And so it's kind of a wandering minstrel almost, right? Like
it's the illustrated man.
It's the illustrated man. Okay.
So the tattoos that start moving, and the story.
I don't know the story.
Ray Brad? Oh my goodness, that man.
I do not know that.
A man meets a circus worker on the side of the road, and actually, when he sees him, he's kind of asleep against the pole. If I'm getting the story right, please correct me in the comments if I'm not. And he sits down and watches him. And as the man sleeps, he becomes, hypnotized by the tattoos that are on this guy. Well, as he's watching them, they start moving. And the more he watches them, the more they move, and they become stories that he sees. Anyway, it's a really good story.
Did Moana steal them? Because Maui's tattoos move when he tells the story.
No, I'm sure. It may be one of those things that we all know that we've forgotten.
So, okay. So I'm going to just go through this.
How to be human.
What's interesting to me is you have this guy here who's an ant or an alien or something, and then you go and you close out the image. You create a sense of depth because the creature is both inside and outside of this frame, which sort of looks like it might be an arm, it might just be the frame, right?
Yeah.
But then you move into the next thing. So below this creature, what if I cover it up? You don't know what you're going to see. Suddenly, because you left this open around the spaceship, suddenly maybe you think you're out of space, and then all of this blends into the beard of this creature. And then if you come back around the other way, this might be a flame or just something moving through space, and there's a person looking at it over the top. And so this has a sense that there's a hole here. This has the sense that it's open space. And then this suddenly is popping out to you as being really close to you because there's a person behind it. And so there's all of these layers to it that are wonderful. Did you put thought into that, Larry? Like, is this just what is coming out of you? Or?
I love patterns. They intrigue me. The depth, especially natural patterns. All the math that I don't understand. Fibonacci sequence.
Well,
The things you see in the sea life, and you see the same in the way the birds move and the fish move. It's patterns. The way some people can walk into a room and read everybody in the room in the first 3 seconds.
well, so
And know where they want to sit.
I want to take a moment on this page because there's a lot going on this page. So let's see if I can get it square in the image. And okay. Yep,
I'm sorry I'm leaning forward, but my monitor's there and I'm blind as a bat.
Oh. Okay, I'll just have to hold it. So, okay. So, I want to walk through your process a little bit, just to understand. So, do you remember where you started on this page?
I probably started on the other page.
You think you started on the other page? And
Yeah.
came up with
I don't do. It's never. It's like, yeah. I start. It's the whole thing. So I may start in the corner.
that? We're just pausing for a second. They were nice enough to bring food in. Thank you very much.
We will set this aside for a moment.
Yeah, we'll set this aside.
It looks good though.
It does look really good. Let me have that on. I'll do the formal.
Absolutely. Hey, yeah. ASMR.
food.
We're gonna watch cooking ASMR.
So, do you remember what it is you ordered here?
It's the steak tacos, and that's the grilled asparagus. Oh, sorry, the grilled asparagus and the steak tacos with limes on top and cilantro and
Well, not only are they full, it smells really good. The meat is very fresh looking. Doesn't look like it's been
everything
there for
looks
3
really
days.
fresh.
And
The corn and
the wooden sticks
salsa.
through really help too with holding it together. So
Yeah.
good pick, good pick.
I'll be up to my elbows in it here in a
And
moment.
so I took an easier route today. This is I think the French Quarter pasta, and so it's really just a fettuccine with some different stuff in it. So
It looks good.
looks good.
I like
Okay.
fettuccine too.
All right, so we're going to pause and we're going to come back and continue discussing Larry's method and process.
And mentally. You can cut that out later.
We'll cut that out later.
Sure. We're back.
Okay, so Larry got the itch to keep drawing after we ate, so he's going to be drawing
I'll
for
be
the rest of this.
I will still be communicating. Of course, unless you comment below if you want to just be quiet and do it.
I think one of the things that I recognize Larry doesn't recognize about himself is
Oh my God.
he is a machine about drawing, but when the machine's working, it can't hear nobody. So, just saying, if you look at him right now, he's getting ready to shut down his ears. If he was a dog, his ears would be down and back.
It's not true. I can hear very well.
Alright, so, okay, I wanted to, let's see if I can do this properly. Here we go. This is a good example. So, there you go, you can see it. So, this is some early sketches I did for the Comic-Con. We had to fill up like a gallery book, and I just started sitting down and like things we had ideas about for future comics. I started on, and so this is what I would normally hand to Larry and say, hey, you want to take that and take it somewhere. And so let me kind of pull up a little bit here. I have to bend the page, my apologies, but you can see the tanks and everything in the background. So what's cool is one of the things we agreed on early in the comic was like nobody is a villain to her. There's no one that is somehow going to create a situation where she's at a physical disadvantage.
Or intimidated, really.
Or really intimidated. And so Larry's always got kind of funny jokes about everything. And so this is the one where he's like, what if she pulled off someone's arm and used their head and played baseball with it? And so it really just showed how powerful she was and everything. So what's cool about this piece of art for me is I did that general early sketch, and it's okay. It's maybe not the best, but
It's still funny.
Larry went back and inked it. And so in classic comic book terms, you do a blue line that's really, really rough. You go back and pencil it, try to get the shapes really well defined, but then you ink it. And people that ink comics usually are a totally separate person than who drew it. Because the inking part, as they say, brings out a whole other level of story. And so this is a good example of that. And I'll just pick a few things to go through here. So Larry went in and added this character and some hair and a face. So he had sketched that up. One of the things that Larry's very good for our partnership about is he definitely does the classic comic smack, bam, pow. And so
whammo!
I greatly appreciate that he does that. And then, again, I apologize, I am having to bend the art a little bit. Is you see where he went in and he created a forest, and the forest has a shadow. She's floating, which is something she can do, so she does it a lot. He put a castle in there. If you see, there's the castle wall, there's the front wall, tower, and then this is Larry, and I love you for this. There's just suddenly all this detail. There's detail around what's inside the castle. There's a moat. There's the water in the moat. Then you come down. There's more about the trees. You have a horse. You have the
lance.
The lance, right? Well, the knight here is not having the best day. Probably came in on the horse, and so that kind of shows you the general approach Larry takes to things, and I love it. Really quickly, just because Larry's done a fantastic.
I watched way too much Monty Python growing up. It's a very deadly, dry humor.
Deadly dry humor, Monty Python. Okay. So this book is really special. As you can see, it's a sketchbook that Larry bought somewhere. It's got a really cool foil cover. But here's why it's actually an important book. Larry published something saying, hey, I've got a friend who's in need. I would like to auction this book off. And I immediately reached out to him and said, can you meet me halfway across the country? And let's have lunch and let's talk about this. And so I'm going to show you what I saw. What I see when I look at Larry's notebooks is not something that is a one-off that should be for one person to enjoy, but something that could be a coffee table book that you just flip through and you get ideas from it and you get inspiration from it, because there's so much packed inside. So let me see if I can get it to a good location.
Wow, isn't that a dream, to inspire the people to do their own art?
Inspire people to do art.
Their own journey.
And so the big thing I will say as an artist is this is Larry's sketchbook. It is that thick, and it is full. It's not 2 pages of drawings, it's 58 pages of drawings. So we'll start into this, and let me just this one here.
I stole the Spanish off of Google.
So is that the Gallery of Midnight?
I hope it's.
See, but it's lovely because you did this, and then this goes back to the comment I was making earlier. Is the art solid all the way across? So Gallery of Midnight. Now you put 1A up here. Is that just a
Lot?
Okay, awesome. All right. D. Okay. And then, artwork by Larry Seward
Who?
and then signed.
One of one.
Okay, so this is a fantastic example of the artist down the crease. Do you see how you can sort of see the words? It actually looks way better on the screen than it does in real life, because this is it's an early binding in the book, and it really arches over. So, anyway, Larry, let's talk about a few of the patterns here real quick, just because I want to make sure I understand. Do you know what this is called? This standard
I thought
pattern?
I like paisleys.
Paisley. Okay.
I love paisleys. I love I love paisleys on shirts, shorts, socks. I mean, I really like them because of the intricate design. And so I just thought, what if I started making my own version of paisleys? So I took the basic shape, and then I just started playing with it.
So let me
And then I started looking at some native tattooing, Polynesian tattooing, Samoan tattooing, and I love the real intricacy of it, and so that's where some of the inlay comes from. They do a whole lot of animals, very intricate patterns and stuff like that. This, and I'm going to be 100% authentic and credible. I stole this image. I hand drew it myself, but the original image was a red dragon. It was a full red dragon, the whole Chinese red dragon. It was actually reds and oranges and yellows, but I wanted a sea dragon, so I flipped it and only drew the part that I wanted on the page, so that it went with the Here There Be Monsters. So yeah, that was kind of thought out because I went in search of a dragon that I liked, that I could make a sea dragon. So to take no credit of my own for coming up with that image and doing it so well, it was another artist of whom I don't know, but reach out.
As a fellow artist, I will tell you the interesting thing to me about the page is I can look up here in the top corner at this. Let me see what's on the screen. I can look at this pattern here. I can move all the way to the end, and I see exactly the same craftsmanship and care. And that is, it's like a marathon runner with the art. It's just consistent. This is another example that Larry, like, if I come over here and look at this section here, the consistency from here all the way to here is exactly the same. And then we can move over and see a totally different pattern over here. And so
this was, I was looking at a lot of Chinese flags, Asian flags, and they have real intricate designs as well. And like I said, of course, mandalas. I love mandalas. Mandalas. So, but of course, a lot of that came from those two. As you can see.
So,
also, this was more of the Wheels of Time engine type idea. It didn't start as that. I just started drawing circles, and then I took some of the Chinese reference and started adding some to it. So it was started as this, and then I was like, what if I put a circle in the circle? And then it started becoming, oh, what are these wheels and wheels? And then it became the Wheels of Time. So
okay. So you switched to purple.
Mm-hmm.
Did you run out of black ink, or did you just decide on going with purple?
Yeah, I had several sets. I don't have all my pens here, but I have lots of pens. And so I was trying out different color combinations, different what would work, what would look good, what would go well with the Chinese waves, what colors should they be? Of course, a sea color. So, and then I wanted to offset, so I used the same color over here, and then I used the same color for that one here to contrast the black and the purple. It draws everybody, kind of this way.
So as an onlooker, it's one page that I can look at for a day and not even begin to pick everything out of. So I'm going to flip one more page. We're actually going to run across town and see a gallery of an artist here in town.
Woo-hoo.
And we'll report back on that. We might add a clip. We'll see if we can add a clip. But again, right, so as an artist, right, so I'm not necessarily going to talk about the patterns. I'm just going to say, you think you see all the shapes and the patterns on this page, and then you flip, and it is not the same patterns. And there's so much there that is completely different and a completely different structure to the page. Very much reminds me of the Zool. I don't know if any of you played that game, but just these patterns that are happening. And you know, Larry, I have no idea if you measured this, but if I was to go get
I count.
from
It's got a
there
lot to do with counting.
to there,
My mental abilities.
it's pretty interesting. So,
Like I remember numbers really well.
that's good.
Yeah, but I can't do math, so it's kind of frustrating.
Okay. So, really quick, just a huge thank you to everyone. We've gotten so much positive support from our friends and family and people online, and so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
The other side of it is there's a lot more coming. Larry has scanned all of these books in, and we're going to start building out that published, finished product. We're also looking at what we're going to be able to do in Lexington, so we're very excited about that. So again, thank you. Larry, any final words from you for today?
Peace, love, and light. Remember, love each other. Yours may be the only smile someone sees today.
Thank you. Have a good one. Hey, thanks for watching.